Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Selude Kokwabe. I am currently a fourth year medical student at Wits University, and this is a reflection video of how 2020 was for me as I was doing my third year of medical school. So it was my first year doing medical school, but I got into third year, if that makes sense. So last year I was a third year medical student because I got accredited or credited for my previous BSc degree. So in this video, I will be sharing my experience of Gemp 1 and how 2020 as a whole was for me. So yeah. Okay, so the next question is, how was the registration process at Wits University when you came to apply, when you came to register to be a medical student? Okay, so I'll take this a bit way back. So in December, I got my firm offer telling me that I've been accepted into the Gemp program, to study medicine. I was very excited, and then I was required to be here before the 6th of January 2020 because that's when our classes started. So it was the 6th of January. And then I actually arrived. I think the 6th was, I think it was a Tuesday or something. I'm not sure. I think it was a Monday. Yes, I think it was a Monday because I'm remembering like the events that occurred. So the previous week I came, the Thursdays previous week I came to Joburg, and then having the idea that I will register on Friday, and then on Monday I'll start my classes. Okay, so it was, set up like that. So I came on Thursday, and then I registered. I came on Thursday, and then I booked a hotel. It wasn't something fancy, like really. It was just a hotel, I think in Bara. I think it cost me like 200 rand a night. So I booked that because I don't have, relatives in Joburg. I came all the way from KZN here to here, like by myself, so like, yeah, there was no one coming here with me. I took a taxi, came here and booked the hotel and, planned everything myself. And then I also planned that I'll have to Uber. I'd not even Ubered in my life. So now I had to wake up the following morning, Uber a driver to take me to Wits before 8. So I went there like an hour earlier. I think around 7 I was at Wits already. And the funny thing, guys, like, because I came all the way from KZN by myself with no relatives here, I took my bags like from the hotel because I paid my 200 rand, and then, like, the room was no longer available for me. So took my bags, those big bags that you take with yourself to varsity, like, obviously, you know the big bags. So I had my backpack, the other bag, and the other bag. And guys, I'm going to registration. So for first comer students, I think I'm saying that right. For first Wits students, they don't do online registration. Rather, you do registration at the university. So now I had my bags. I had my, oh my god, it was a lot of bags, you guys. I felt so embarrassed thinking about it now, but then at the time I was just so motivated. I was like, I'm doing this, I'm gonna take my bags, I'm gonna, take my things and, swallow my pride, do everything with my bags because I know that, I wasn't privileged to have, to be born in a rich family or a well-off family where we had a car and they could drive me to school, to varsity, to register, and then maybe my bags would have been on the inside the car. But then I was doing all of this all by myself. And then remember also, I am a firstborn in my family, so everything, I'm trusted with things. So I just take that pride and be like, my family trusts me with this, so I'm just gonna do it right. I'm gonna do it myself. No pride whatsoever. I'm just gonna do it. So I took an Uber, went to Wits at the Solomoni Mahlangu location. So the building, yeah. So I got there, it was around 7, and then the driver was even confused. He was like, "You taking your bags to?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." I was just like, "Yeah," no explanations whatsoever. Got in, and then when I got in, I went to, the location where registration occurs. So yeah, it was that building. So when I got there was, I think, two people at a distance. They were there was literally like very, very few people, like two people. So I got in there and then went there by the center. There's a cement thingy that I think people are allowed to sit on. So I was still waiting to start the process because people that were going to assist us with registration had not arrived yet. So me and my bags we're sitting, we're waiting, and people, started coming and coming. And then now people are looking at me like, what's wrong with this child? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm just minding my own business. I'm like, yeah, I'm here to register. I don't care what you think. Yeah, I'm in that zone. I'm in that mood. Like, I'm here to do it. I don't care what other people think, with my bags and all. So cool. So the first people that arrived were people that assisted us with um, cards, the student cards, yes, the good card. So I started taking pictures in my hoodie. There's this hoodie, my purple hoodie, you guys. You know that hoodie? It takes me through a lot, like a lot of things, and I mean it like literally. When I went to write the Wapt, I was wearing that hoodie. So when I went there to register with my bags and all that, my anxiety every time when I'm anxious, I just wear that hoodie. It kind of gives me comfort. It even looks like a throw, so it's very comforting. So I got there, started taking pictures, and then they were like, are you sure that you're okay with this picture? You don't really look okay. Are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm cool. No, it's fine. The picture's okay. Guys, I was so ugly in that picture. I was so stressed. Stress was screaming on the picture. Oh my God. But then I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to finish the card part of things and then go on to the next. So cool. These people, they were actually nice people. They started like, making conversation, asking me which course I'll be doing and stuff like that. And then I told them that I do not have a bursary. And then they said, no, because you're doing medicine. Most people in medicine, they actually get bursaries. People like companies want medical students. So I was like, okay, cool. So, okay, at least, I was a bit like, at least, guys, I'm gonna get a bursary. I was like excited. So yeah. So I finished my card, and then, um, okay, I asked the guy that was helping me in the student card section. I asked him that, where is the, what is it? Where is the race? Yes, where is the race? Room where I could apply. I mean, where I could, claim my race and things like that, and then register and all that. So he actually took me there, and then he was like, "Listen, just leave your bags here. It's okay. You can just leave your bags." He was like, "Oh my God, I'm so relieved. Thank you so much." But still, I was like, "Oh, should I leave my bags?" Because I'm that person. I love my things. I like, I like taking my things with me, like, yeah. So I decided to just leave my bags there, and then the guy took me to that location where they register and claim race. So I did that, and then it was time to claim my race. So when I got there, because a lot of students had problems that they had not applied for race, but my situation was better because I had applied for race, and they were like, "Oh, okay, cool, you applied for race, just come in, come in." I was like, okay, at least something's happening. Okay, okay, okay. And remember, guys, now I have less money because, as I told you, I don't come from a privileged home, so I had less cash. I couldn't go back to, the hotel. I had to make sure that I get my rest today because I'm starting classes on Monday. So I had to make sure that I'm getting my rest today. and I couldn't risk going to a hotel and then on Monday I'll still come from a hotel coming to school, and it was just too complicated for me. So I was like, no, I have to make sure that I get rest today because today was Friday. Monday I'm starting my classes, so cool. So get there, I'm sitting down. She's like, hi. The lady's very like, she's very friendly. She's very nice. And then she's like, hi, how are you? I'm like, cool, 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 cool. And then she's asking me my student numbers. She's clicking, and I'm like, oh, at least I'm gonna get my raise. I'm like excited. Whew. Girl, bye. Oh my god. And then she goes on to say, listen, my girl, you don't have a bursary and you don't have an NSFAS. And then you cannot be taken to race without having a bursary or an NSFAS or having cash. So I was like, okay, cool. So how much cash do I need? And then she was like, you need 10,000 rand. So in order to get into race, you'll have to have 10,000 rand deposited today so that you get to race today. But then if you don't have the money, I cannot send you to race because it's strict policies. It's strict Wits policies. I'm like, oh my god, could this day just get any worse? Like, what's going on? Where am I gonna get the 10,000 rand? My family does not even own such money. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? I'm starting classes on Monday. So I'm like, oh. And then I start getting very anxious, and then here it starts burning because whenever I'm stressed out, this place, it kind of burns and it gives me cramps. So I have cramps right here. So I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And it's very hot outside, and I'm still wearing my jersey because I told you it gives me that thing, even though it's hot and stuff like that. I just love my jersey. Just it gives me that hug that you're not alone. You might be doing this alone, but you're not alone. So yeah. So then now I got sad. She said, I can't help you. I'm sorry, I cannot help you. And then she called the next person. So then now I had to leave the office. Went outside, sitting there. Now I'm feeling very emotional. I was so emotional. Like, people started like moving, like passing me, and then they were like looking at me. I'm like, oh my god, just don't look at me, don't look at me. Obviously I'm not saying that to those people, I'm just saying it inside. I'm like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I have so many problems. And then oh my god, now I decided to call my mom after I've calmed myself down, because I don't like stressing out. I don't want to stress her. I just want to make her feel like it's not as bad as you think. It's okay. So I think the time now is around 12 p.m. Cool. So I call her, mom, so I have this problem now. They want 10,000 rand. Angazi uzothatha 10,000 rand ngoba ngiyazi ekhaya we don't have that kind of money. And then she's like, oh my god, mntanami, sizokwenza njani manje? Oh my god, what are we gonna do? She's just and I'm telling her that I won't be able to get into race because of that, and then I'm starting classes on Monday, so I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't even have enough cash to stay at a hotel for that day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the Monday. And then she was like, okay, you know what, we have people that like in our area that are well off. So she was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go there and speak to them, ask them if they could lend us some money, like the 10,000 rand, and then once you get a bursary, you then pay it back. I'm like, okay, cool, it's gonna happen now. She's gonna get the money. I've given up already. I'm like, oh, man, no, it's okay, it's fine. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know where I'm gonna sleep. I don't know what in J. I'm like, I'm so confused. I'm like, oh my god, like. So she goes there. She talks to these people, and then these people give me a call. So now they're asking me the details. They ask me everything. And then they're like, no, we know you. You're a good child. You're doing well at school. I mean, you've been coming out in papers since from high school. So we know you. You're a good student. Like, we trust you. And we know that you're going to get a bursary. It's just a matter of time. And I'm like, okay, wow. But then now I think it's around 2 because she had to go there, speak to them, and then they had to come back to me. And it took a bit of time. So now I'm like stressed. I'm still waiting. And then now they're asking my details, the school's details. Yeah, the school's banking details. So I give them the banking details, and I think on that day they actually closed at 4. But then the lady said they were gonna close at 3:30, and I'm like, oh my god. But then she said if there was something promising with my situation of getting money, they could wait a few more minutes after 3:30 to accommodate me, and then I could go to my race or whatever. So then now I'm waiting. I'm calling my mom. Mom, is it happening? What are they saying? I've sent the banking details. What's going on? And they're just like, no, sis, you just be patient. And I'm thinking about time because it's already 2. And I'm like, oh my God, there's like an hour left and 30 minutes. And then also there are a lot of students that are, queuing in this place, asking for race. So I'm like, oh my God, what if they just decide that from this student we'll be like finishing up thingy, and then you guys will come on Monday, the next lot of students. So I'm waiting until I think it was 3:30. Not 3:30, 2:30. Yeah, until 2:30. Around 2:30, 20 to 3, around that time. So I get a call. They're like, I think there was like a complication. They needed something about the banking details that I had not provided them. I think it's a swap number or something like that. And then I went back to the office to ask for that, and then they gave me, and then I sent it back to these grateful people that were gonna help me with the 10,000 rand. So now everything's processing and stuff. And then around 3, I got the message saying, oh, we've deposited the money into the school. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, Lord. Because I've been praying during that time, while I was waiting, I've been praying that, oh my God, please, because these people had to go to town. And I told you that, it's like far. They had to go to town to take out the money or make a notice or something, and then only be approved and then send the money back to me. So that happened. I got the money, and then I was so excited. I went back to that lady. I was like, lady, please, like, listen. I think the time was like 3:15. So I was like, oh my God, 15 minutes left. I'm like, oh my God. So got there, and I told her that they've deposited the money, and then now I was waiting for proof. So now I'm in the office, and then now they haven't sent the proof. I'm like, oh my God, and until eventually they sent the proof to the lady, because I've given them my email address, the lady's email address, and then so they sent it to the lady, and then it came back, and I was just so excited. And then she booked me to Girton, and man, and then I got in, and I went back to those guys that helped me during my student card thingy, and then I asked for my bags. I thanked them, and everything was just like, oh my God. So they took me to the school bus, and I was like, oh my God, do I have to pay for the bus? And then they were like, no, because you've paid the 10,000 rand, you don't have to pay for the bus. It's free for all Wits students. I'm like, oh my God, how cool is that? So then now I'm going to my race, Girton. So I'm in the bus. I'm sitting like 2 seats behind the driver. So when I got in, I was like, driver, are you going to Girton? We were like, yes, because there are papers outside, but then there are abbreviations of where the person's going or where the driver's going, but I did not understand them at the time. So I sit there, and I asked the driver to tell me when we get there because I don't know the place. So me still with my bags and stuff, and and then I speak to this lady sitting in front of me. Her name is Gemina. So I'm like, hi, are you going to Girton? She's like, oh yes, I'm going to Girton. Oh wow, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, yeah, I'm here to do medicine. I'm actually a Gemp student. And she's like, oh my God, wow, congratulations. There are so like less people who get into the program. I know a lot of my friends who tried to get in and they couldn't. Turns out she's also a Gemp student. So I was like, oh my god, how cool is that? And then we started jamming. She gave me a lot of information about the program. She gave me previous question papers. She gave me um the drive. She gave me a lot of things that really helped, and I'm forever grateful to Gemini. So that happened. And then when I got in, because I was also worried that the Cetron will be gone around 4. So I think we got there around, I don't know, maybe quarter to 4 or something. I don't know. So there were a lot of students also waiting there to, be assigned to their rooms. So I got in and my process was pretty quick. And then they told me that I have to, waiver my fees. There was something like that, waiver my fees or something. Yeah, because I was still owing this in 2020's fees. So they said I should waiver them and then make sure that I got a bursary because I could be kicked out of race. I was like, okay, cool. And they asked me what plan do I have, and I was like, no, I was an NSFAS student from my previous degree. So then now I applied for NSFAS, told them that I'm doing another degree because I know that NSFAS takes you for 5 years. And then in the last 2 years, I think they pay less money than the first 3 years because they were gonna pay 75,000 and 75,000 rand. But then the process with NSFAS was just long, but then I'm gonna get to that later. And then I got in, and then they told me good NSFAS students a bit problematic because I'm coming from a different university. They might send my fees to my previous university instead of sending my fees here. So I was like a bit stressed about that, but then I was like, no, you know what? I'm here. I have rest, and the day was like it was so hectic, but I survived it, and I'm here. I'm like, so I was very happy. Got into rest. I got into a double, so I did not have all my stuff like bedding. Yeah, I just had I think a throw. Yeah, I just had a throw. I did not even have pillows like. But then my mom was gonna arrange I think a car that was gonna come here. So like some person we know that was gonna come into Joburg. So they stay in Joburg. So they were gonna come with my stuff and then first come here, leave my stuff, and then go to where they stay. So that happened I think after 3 days. So I got all my stuff after 3 days, but I was very excited. And then there were meals here. So it's actually like boarding school. So we eat here. You do everything here. I was like, wow. So I don't have to buy groceries because it was going to be additional additional stress for me. That where's the money gonna come from for that? So I ate here and I still eat here, and yeah man, everything was just it was just awesome. So yes, that's the registration process. Guys, I think I'm gonna do a part 2 of this video because already it's like 20 something minutes, and I didn't want this video to be this long, and this is only the second answer, and I told you that I 10 questions. So I'll have to break down this video into 2 parts. Okay, so the third question is what was your first impression about Wits and the students? Okay, so my first impression about Wits, first of all, it was like, oh my god, the school is just so fancy. The school is just it's so wow, it's so beautiful. Everything is just so proper. Everything is just so, oh my god, the air inside Wits, when you come out of the main gate, and it's a different type of air than when you're inside Wits. It's like, oh my god, like wow, wow, wow. And because I come from a different university where we do not have a lot of traditions that Wits University has, and how I don't know, the atmosphere, it's just so different. It's so different. It's quiet, it's elegant, it's just a lot of things. I felt like, oh my god, am I gonna fit in here? This is just, oh my god, it's a lot. I was like so stressed out, but then I was like, oh, maybe I will get used to this. And then this place actually gave me a lot of questions to myself that, oh my God, I'm here finally because I've always wanted to be here. Now I'm here, but then I'm not sure if I actually deserve to be here. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, this is just so something else. So as for the students, my first impression about Wits students, it was that it's like they are born by one mother in a way. They're so sweet, they're gentle, and you can see that most students here come from well-off, families. So it's in the way they speak, it's in the way they, their conversations, the type of conversations, and I'm like, I've never heard about that. I've never, they blend together. They're just they're so unique. For me, it was just so strange because, from where I come from, people are like, Jay, like ready for striking. They're ready for anything. Ah, they're troublesome, where I come from. So coming from there and then getting here, I was like, oh my God, do I fit at Wits? Because Wits is like, oh my God, But then the students were really cool. They're very nice people. They're very friendly. And then what actually got to me was that they actually speak really, really good English. Like, wow, like the type of English that students speak here. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. When you have to say something in class, I'll be like, no, not with my type of English. Like, no, like at the beginning of the year. But then now, because I know a lot of, students in my class, so I'm kind of confident to speak around them because now I even know the type of people they are. They're not exactly how I had like, first like saw them to be. They are very nice people. Like, seriously, when you get here, you actually see what I mean. So yeah. So to my fourth question is, how was your first week of Gemp 1? Guys, I think this video is already long. You know what, now I'm gonna cut this video here, say my goodbyes, and then I'll do the second take of this video, starting from question number 4. So how's that? Okay guys, so cheers for now. I'll see you on the next video, part 2. So cheers.